On today's IRS tax refund update, we will take a look at the latest developments as the IRS has released a massive tax transcript update. Meanwhile, with the PATH Act finally over, we are seeing the first refund release dates for those impacted. So we will recap those dates as well as viewers who are seeing reduced refunds from offsets, as well as those who did not see their refunds released in the latest round of updates, but instead are seeing codes 570 and 971 appear on their transcripts and what that might mean if it happens to you. Now developing news as the IRS has uploaded the latest tax transcript update, impacting those with cycle codes ending in 05, but also 04 as confirmed by the tax transcript seen here, which came just one day after the PATH Act finally ended, which now allows the IRS to release refunds from tax returns claiming either the Earned Income Tax Credit or Additional Child Tax Credit. As we reported previously and confirmed by viewer-submitted tax transcripts, the first direct deposit refunds for those claiming those credits will be transmitted and released by the IRS on February 22nd. Now, the week of February 19th is going to be one of the busiest weeks of the tax season as a result of the amount of tax refunds that need be sent out. Do note that February 19th is a federal holiday and there will be no bank processing that day, which means February 20th will be the first refund release date for the week, but no refunds held under the PATH Act will be released as part of that batch. Meanwhile, another batch of tax refunds will be released the following day on February 21st, but again, no refunds for PATH tax filers will be going out that day, and it is the following day on February 22nd in which we will see the first batch of PATH Act-related refunds released. The IRS has not confirmed at this point, but we do believe an additional refund batch will be released on February 23rd, given the amount of refunds waiting to be released, and as an additional reminder due to the IRS computer system refunds must be released incrementally in batches. Now tax transcripts only update once a day between the hours of midnight and 6 a.m., so if you're among those who have not seen an update, do make sure to check back on weekdays after that time. The next mass tax transcript update is currently scheduled for February 23rd. Now, even though the PATH Act has officially expired, there will be some viewers who continue to encounter these messages when checking the status of their refunds, and do note these messages will start to disappear over the next several days and is no cause for concern. Also, as a reminder that Where's My Refund status results and tax transcripts update separately, which means at times both may not be displaying similar information. While some viewers received good news with the latest round of tax transcript updates, unfortunately for others, they received the first indication that they will be experiencing refund delays this year by encountering the 570 and 971 tax transcript codes. Now, the tax transcript seen here was provided by a viewer who is claiming the Earned Income Tax Credit and was accessed after the latest update as well as after the PATH Act was lifted, encountering both codes. Now the codes in this care are likely as a result of the tax return being under audit because of the credit being claimed. The 570 codes represents a stop on the return and ultimate refund until action is taken such as an exam or documentation request, while the 971 codes represents the notice sent out. In this particular situation, the notice which the IRS expects to reach the taxpayer by March 4th will indicate instructions, most likely a documentation request for the dependents being claimed such as a birth certificate or proof of residency. If a tax filer fails to submit the documentation requested, the IRS will reject the claim for the credit, deduct it from the overall refund amount, and release the remainder of it. Back in 2021, it was reported over 40% of those who received documentation requests after claiming EIC never responded to the IRS and saw their refunds reduced as a result. So again, it is very important you immediately provide all requested documentation to allow processing to continue. If you are just seeing the 570, you will need to wait to see if the issue with your return can be auto-corrected. And if that is the case, you will see the 570 and 971 code appear with the same dates. If the IRS needs more time, or if they will be requesting additional information from you, expect to see different dates like seen in this transcript. We have also received reports from tax filers who have indicated that while their refund is scheduled to be released, they are now reporting a refund adjustment and encountering the message seen here when checking their refund status results, as well as code 826 on their tax transcripts. Now, adjustment refunds can happen for a variety of reasons, including as a result of an error on a tax return that the IRS auto-corrected. But other issues include a past due balance owed to the IRS. And even for those on payment plans, the IRS will apply this year's refund to any past debt before releasing any remaining funds. Other reasons for refund adjustments include past due child support, federal agency non-tax debt, state income tax obligations, and certain unemployment compensation debts owed to a state. The tax transcript will show an 826 code with the amount that was taken from the refund and applied elsewhere, followed by the 846 code listing the remaining refund amount to be paid out. You will also see a 971 code appear, which will represent the letter being sent out, explaining why the refund amount was adjusted. After the latest round of updates, we did hear from a growing number of you who reported no updates to their transcripts or their refund status results similar to what is seen here, and have been concerned with the lack of updates. Now, as a reminder, while on average, it could take 1 to 2 weeks for an update to appear, in some cases, it may take up to 4 weeks. Now, since the tax season did not officially start until January 29th, we are still within the normal time frame for waiting, and even though updates may have appeared much sooner in past tax years, that does not automatically guarantee it will happen this year, as every year is different. Also, as a reminder, state and federal tax refunds are completely separate and do not impact each other, with state refunds often being released first. The IRS does not handle state refunds, and oftentimes it is the states that are running much more modern computer systems which allow processing and refunds to be issued at a quicker rate. As long as you are showing your tax return was accepted by the IRS and are still within the initial 30-day period from January 29th, there is no cause for concern, and it is advised you check your tax transcripts for updates. Let us know in the comment section below about your ongoing tax issue. In the meantime, we will keep monitoring the situation for further developments, so make sure to click on the thumbs up and subscribe button below for future updates on this channel, and thanks for watching.